it's like totally different having an Arrow panel after the shows come out, isn't it?
So cool.
So I'm gonna ask them a few questions, and then we'll open up to you guys for some questions. Mark, can you tell them a little bit about your influence from comic books on the show?
Yeah, well, Greg Berlanti, Andrew Freisberg, and myself were all huge comic fans. Obviously, Andrew and I, we've written comic books. Andrew specifically wrote Green Arrow. We came to this sort of as fans. We approach each episode as fans. You know, I talked a lot about this, that the Mike Grell, Longbow Hunters, and the Diggle Jock Year One series were two huge influences on us in our tale. Because they're both, you know, indicative of sort of the very grounded, realistic, you know, dare I say, Nolan-esque approach that we tried to take to the book. Not the book, the show.
So, Stephen, can you tell them a little bit about learning archery and how you...
Archery, as enthusiastic as comic book fans are, archery fans are just as enthusiastic. And my archery coach, Patricia Gonsalves, showed me a 45-minute video before she even let me pick up a bow, which I'd never done before. And it was all the ways that archery had been done poorly in film and television. I did not do any of these things. The archery world, they have a term. It's called Legolosing. And they didn't want me to Legolas.
Cool.
I like archery though. Archery's really fun.
Yeah, you look like you're really good at it now.
I am good.
Willa, why do they call you Speedy? What do you think?
Oh, God. Because I'm ready to kick some butt. I mean, I am ready to pick up a bow and arrow whenever you guys are ready to write it in for me.
Challenge.
Yeah. I'm ready, guys.
Katie, how's it feel to play Dinah Laurel Lance? What do you like about the character, and where do you see her future going?
Well, it's awesome. She, you know, she's very strong, very smart, and obviously forgiving. Or maybe. No. Where do I see her going? Mark? Do you have an answer to that question?
I would say, I think episode 3 gives a pretty good indication about what you're capable of and where you ultimately might be headed.
Yes, I agree.
I would watch episode 3.
A little, yes. There's certainly been some hints that will, you know, you'll find definitely a lot more about Laurel and her history and what's going on and where she's headed. It's good, it's juicy stuff.
Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the villains? Is there a big bad? I saw the Royal Flush Gang in there. I've seen them before.
Yeah, well, we like to say that there's a biggest bad, and then there are a few big bads throughout the year. One thing that we are very cognizant of as we arced out the first season was how there needs to be, you know, highs and lows and crescendos and sort of little climaxes along the way, because it's 22 episodes. So you're telling a very long, multi-chapter story. And we like to think of like the first 5 episodes as one chapter. 6 through 9 as another chapter, and each of these chapters sort of need to build to some kind of big momentous event. So that requires sort of multiple big bads. But yeah, you saw those guys with the hockey masks are the Royal Flush Gang. And, thank you. Yes. You'll see them in episode 6. And yeah, there's some...
How awesome did Deathstroke go?
That's one of the great things about these guys too. They love the books, they love the characters, and there's a lot of the street level heroes and villains from out DC universe are going to be in there. Can you talk about the Huntress a little bit?
Well, the Huntress. First of all, the Huntress is played by Jessica DeGao, who is, I think, a incredibly talented actress, a future star. She came in and auditioned as Helena Bertinelli. And I felt very much the same way I did when Stephen had come in and auditioned. Like, wow, this is someone who I've never seen before, but is going to be a massive, massive star. And you'll see that Helena comes onto the show in a moment in where Oliver really needs someone like her. And that first episode, episode 7, is co-written by myself and Andrew Kreisberg and an up-and-coming writer. You guys should really check out his stuff. It's really good. Named Jeff Johns.
Okay, so the first time I saw, Stephen doing that bar lift.
It actually wasn't him, it was
Yeah.
me.
So Stephen, how the hell do you do that, and what do you eat?
Almost nothing. It's part of the obstacle course on American Ninja Warrior. I train out at Tempest Free Running Academy in Reseda with my coach Paul Darnell, who doubles Henry Cavill in Man of Steel. And they have the salmon ladder there. And David Nutter, who directed our pilot, found out it was there, asked me if I could do it. I said, probably. And they built it. And we did it. And that training sequence has been shown a lot. And I feel like we have the training sequence 2.0 in episode 8.
Definitely episode 8. Definitely episode 8. It's funny though, like we're always trying to come up with new and crazy things for Stephen to be doing on the set. Now, I'm actually a fan of the stuff you do in episode 2. With the machetes.
Machetes in episode
Which is
2.
really
Yep.
cool. And there's Stephen. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Stephen pre-climbs a rope in episode 2, and the stunt guys were like, "Okay, well, we're ready to wire you up here," and Stephen's like, "No, I can do this without a guy's wire or anything.
Well,
I got this." Wires are wins.
Yeah, wires make me mad.
You do really try and do everything.
I do try and do everything.
You forget insurance.
Yes.
So one of my favorite things in the show is actually the contrast between Oliver Queen today and the flashbacks in the island. The island is really, really fascinating to me and what you guys have planned for it. Can you talk a little bit about balancing that out and where we're going to go in there?
First of all, big stuff happening on the island. If you're not aware of it, the pilot ends with a flashback of Oliver approaching Lian-Yu, which is the island where he spends 5 years. And the first flashback in episode 2 picks up where that flashback leaves off, and we continue the flashbacks in every episode. And you'll get to see more of the mystery of the island, more of Oliver's evolution from the sort of spoiled, pampered rich kid that arrived on that island, and the cold-blooded, killing machine that he obviously returned 5 years later as. And for us as producers, one of the best parts of the show, quite frankly, is the opportunity to go in each week and do those flashbacks. It just adds a huge amount of scope to a show that hopefully that trailer showed you already has a phenomenal amount of scope in it. But the other thing that we're doing is each flashback, even though we're proceeding in a chronological order, has some sort of thematic resonance with what's going on in the present day story. So the present talks to the past and vice versa throughout the show.